Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm Dark Skye, and today we are playing Pantheon: Rise of the Fallen. And I thought I'd give a cleric a whirl and see how that worked. That was going to be our last class until they bring out some more classes. But cleric is the last one. Best for last, I suppose, right? But yeah, so I thought we'd get into this. Let's get started. So I thought for this time around, I would play a Dark Mirror cleric. I thought that would be kind of neat to try. We're down here in the depths of this city, and it's kind of fun. This is kind of a neat place. I really kind of like the whole underground part, and you know, I think clerics can be both, you know, on the evil side and the good side, but apparently I don't think that there's really an evil or good side, because there's not really a faction per se. That just seems like it should be a faction, you know, because you got the ogres, and you got the dark mirror and all that, which would be along the lines of the ogres and the dark elves in EQ1. And let's move our food out of our main inventory so we don't accidentally sell it when we are finding all this serious money stuff that we can use to buy our spells. Because boy, I tell you, clerics, I don't know what game you're playing or whatnot, but it seems clerics have always most expensive spells. And even I tell you, we get the short end of the stick when it comes to like buying spells or getting armor or anything like that. Every other class seems to get stuff. Cleric, yeah, we just kind of, you know, we're the ones sitting back and keeping everybody healed, and then everybody else is usually out getting all the good stuff. So let's see here. So what I need to do is, let's go into here, and so we get Healing Spark, and this restores between 13 to 15 health. If the spell critically heals, Aegis will be applied to the target, absorbing 33% of the amount healed. Well, that's pretty cool. And the healing modification is Wisdom and Constitution. The Divine Brand is Wisdom and Strength. And then we have this one here, Censure. It's a smite an enemy with a celestial wrath, dealing minor divine damage. Okay, all right. It's interesting. So let's put those two down here. So one's a healing, one is our damage, and then we have our, just like our little, you know, I'm going to smack you with my hand kind of damage. One of the things I thought was kind of interesting was that when I started the character as a cleric, that their main focus seemed to be intelligence, because intelligence was 8, but wisdom was like 5. Doesn't make sense. Why would your wisdom be 5 if a cleric's main focus is wisdom? I don't know. Maybe it's the race. Maybe the race is their intelligence is high, and I don't know. But anyways, let's get into this. Let's get seeing how these spells work. We got this Divine Brand, and then we got this other one, Censor. Seems to be doing pretty decent damage. I guess we'll just keep working on trying to use this to get our level up. And what's this? This guy's even, so let's try him. One thing I've always thought was kind of strange is that, oh, and heals are going down, is that when we hit our attack, like our spell or whatever, our weapon doesn't automatically start. You actually have to hit your hit the crossed swords to get the weapon started. I always thought that was kind of strange, because in other classes, by hitting the no cost spell or attack or whatever, usually meant that it would automatically target your auto attack. I mean, it's called auto attack, right? So I guess we have to do the whole right clicking thing. But I'd have to say that for a cleric, being that you are, well, in the beginning, you're really kind of soft and squishy. And where did he go? There he is. You're really soft and squishy and whatnot. I would say that you don't get to just keep going like you do on other classes to be able to XP and get your levels in and all that stuff. It's definitely a whole different can of wax when it comes to a cleric, because clerics were soft and squishy in the beginning. We don't have a lot of heals. We don't even do a lot of damage. The damage, you know, DPS is definitely down. So I would say that for a cleric would be medium to probably high difficulty. So, I mean, if you're looking for a difficult or even a medium difficult class to play, I think that a cleric would probably be, you know, one. Not to mention that once you get later in life and you get up to joining groups and whatnot, and groups, you're like number one when it comes to finding groups. It's like groups are always looking for healers. I mean, they could go druid, but for most cases, they're probably going to do a cleric, because clerics are just like number one when it comes to heals. So need to heal up a little bit, do some resting here to get our health back. Imagine, you know, we do pretty good. We group up with probably a warrior. Well, actually, you could just pretty much group up with just about anybody, really. I mean, a necromancer, a wizard, whatever. And still get pretty decent experience just through them. Like, as you can see here, is a very touch and go. You know, we have to worry about resists. Like that little tiny bat there just did a resist on me. I don't get my my attack right off the beginning, then oh, another resist. Darn! Wow, look at those resists, one after another. We're gonna have to survive mostly on our weapon, I think, for this guy. All right, so let's med up a little bit. We're about halfway through our level right now, so we're doing pretty good. We don't get any buffs right at the beginning, but, you know, later on we might get some decent buffs. Maybe it'll help with armor class or whatnot. But yeah, clerics aren't really known for their damage. They're more known for their heals. So it does make things a little on the slower side when it comes to trying to level on your own. I would say for a cleric, probably leveling to maybe around 4 or 5. Being that you're not able to really level very well on your own. I mean, you can. The possibility is there. You can level on your own. It's just, man, it is just so slow. It is very slow. You get to kill an enemy, and then you get to sit down and rest for, you know, a good 5 minutes or so. Get your stuff back up to par where you can take on something else that's probably you know, your level, and then move on. So you can see that now we are like about half health, half mana, after just taking out one critter that was our level. Mostly, I think we're going to be surviving on this divine brand for our damage, besides our weapon damage, because we throw out that sensor spell like maybe twice, and it uses up all of our mana. Not a great start there, you know. You use like an enchanter or something to throw some kind of a mind buff on us to like get our mana to go a little faster, huh? Oh, that really, yeah. I'd say maybe 3 times with that sensor spell and at this level, and yeah, your mana is pretty much gone at that point. If we can get one in and maybe a heal, I think that'll be about right. And then the rest of the time we can use our divine brand to do our damage. And if we don't get it down in time before after all that, then we're gonna be waking back up at the respawn stone. So yeah, we got to make sure we get our damage in right away. Otherwise, our mana is going to be used up, health is going to drop, and yeah. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that like if you're enjoying the game. I mean, Pantheon, oh, hey, there we go, is definitely not a high-tech, high-visual game. You know, it's not super graphics or anything. But the playability is super nice, and that's what really counts, I think. I think, you know, just if you can find a good game out there to play, it's really all that matters, right? Now, shouldn't this have been my cleric? Because there's paladins right here, so what are they, hidden in here? Oh, they're hidden inside. Okay. Cleric traits, cleric scrolls. All right. So we have what, level 1 here. We got level 1, level 3, level 2, mend wounds. Okay, so cleanse yourself or an ally of 1 harmful bleeding effect. Oh, gee, that's gonna help with the the mend wounds. That'll help us you know, XP a little bit faster, won't it? Of course, that's sarcasm, but let's see here. So this one here just says it cleanses an ally of 1 harmful bleeding effect. I haven't seen any bleeding effects yet that we've had, so I mean, this spell is probably good for a group spell, not so much for damage or for, you know, XPing on your own or anything like that. So you're still stuck with the level 1 spells. See, like that right there, that's a one of those healing effects or bleeding effects, is that silk bomb. But I mean, it's only gonna last a few seconds, so it's not like it's a huge deal. You'd be casting that most of the time if you were trying to keep that off you. Oh, dang, why did I just attack that guy? Heal, heal, heal. Oh, darn. Oh, I bet you I was still targeted on the guys making the spells, or that sell us spells and whatnot. Oh, that's the worst. So you got to remember, if you're targeted on one of those NPCs or whatnot, you got to remember to take that off. Otherwise, yeah, you're going to be trying to heal an NPC when you're trying to heal yourself before you die. No, we're making decent experience here. I mean, we can't really go too crazy because we're still very soft, very squishy. It's too bad that on the hotbars and whatnot that you can't just decide where your spells go. Instead of having to hit like this line up here, which is your like divine brand and anything else that happens to come across up there, you have to hit Alt and then, you know, 1 through 0, or in this case 1 through 4. And then up here, this one, for this area here, for our mend wounds and everything, we have, what, 6 of them? So it's S1 through S6, which would be your shift. So you'd hold down shift and then you'd hit 1 through 6. But these ones down here for your main damage spells and your healing spark and all that, that is going to be 1 through, what, 8? And then at the end, you have the tilde sign, which is above your tab, for you to go into the auto attack. So, I mean, we hit that. We can, so we could play by just using the keyboard only and not the mouse. You know, unless you're quick with the keys and all that. Yeah, I don't know. I prefer just to go with the mouse, because the mouse is a lot quicker. and I don't have to look down to see like, oh, am I hitting Alt or am I hitting Shift? And yeah, you know, I just want to fight the guy. I want to take him out so I can level, so I can move forward. You know, I concentrate on to see which key I'm hitting. Too bad that the skeleton guy didn't drop any good loot. Usually the skeletons are the good ones for dropping clothing or anything like that. So, but that one that time did not. So, I think we're going to be stuck in this area for a while, just fighting these guys until we get some levels in, and hopefully don't die in the process. So it looks like we have celestial power that we can use. Plus, we do have our normal readiness power. I haven't seen anything that uses that. Most everything uses mana. This one also has 5% of base mana. So it uses quite a bit of mana just to mend wounds. And then this one also uses mana. And this one here is just no cost. It's just instant. So it's kind of like your freebie spell. So I'm kind of curious as to what spells do we have that use celestial power, and how do you get the celestial power? That's going to be our next question. I think that we're going to have to level to be able to find the answer. Figure if I can get that big spell off from the beginning and then use my attack and then all my little attacks to kind of keep me going, I think that's going to be the best way to go about this. All right, so figure use big spell, go on to our attack, use our small spell to kind of do our damage. If our health gets down low, we'll use our heal. And that's pretty much what we'll focus on. So that way we don't end up using our mana too much, and we can semi kind of keep going. Otherwise, we're going to be doing a fight, then we get to sit down and we fight, sit down and rinse and repeat. We get at least that way, we get like a couple in, and we get a little bit of experience. We're about halfway now again, but I think that's going to be the best way for us to go about this. And we're probably not going to get a lot of loot and whatnot, so we're just going to have to fend for ourselves as far as being able to get enough loot to be able to buy our spells. Right now, I have only 15 copper to my name, and I think our next spell is like a silver, so I'm hoping we get enough stuff here from these bats or spiders or whatnot that we are able to move forward and being able to buy our next spells. It's too bad that when we go to doing our spells that you can't, like, you know, you click on your spell, right, to attack. But like in EQ1, you could click on your spell and then you could click on the spell again and it would put it into like a queue. And so once that one got done, you know, casting or whatever, then you'd instantly go into your next attack, you know, or your next, whatever you have queued for the next attack. Yeah, I don't see that happening. You can't really click on it. You have to wait for it to, for the numbers to, you know, get done counting down before you can go into your next attack. So it's kind of a bummer. It would be easier, it would be quicker, a little bit faster combat, I would think, that if you could queue up your next attacks. Usually it's good in the beginning, later on, not so great. All right, so do that, and then we're going to do our big attack. And then we're going to use our little attacks here to take this spider down. These guys are still blue to us. Can't seem to really take on even guys. I mean, we could, but it'll really just suck our mana down even faster than it already is. So, just going to keep fighting these blue guys. I mean, we can kill them semi-fast enough that that we can actually, you know, move forward, and we don't have to really stop as much. I mean, we still have to stop and rest and everything along the way, but we just don't have to do it as much if we fight the blue guys. Oh, no, 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 you didn't. Oh, man. I did not mean to do that. I was trying to loot the guy, not pick a fight with another spider. Oh, man, I tell you, that's the worst. They need to make it so it's a different key for, like, looting and attacking. Like, I don't know, maybe press E instead of doing the whole right click. Whew, that was close, but we got it. We got it. And it just got us a little bit closer. We're about 2 yellows away from level 3. That's pretty awesome. Just got to get a little bit more health here. Now we can hit escape, and as long as we don't target any NPCs or anything like that, we should be able to heal ourselves without having ourselves targeted. Hey, level 3, nice. See if we have enough stuff that we can sell to make our get our level 3 spells. Or spell. It's usually just one spell, or sometimes it's not even a spell. Sometimes we don't get any level 3 spells. But we do have a level 3 spell here, and it costs a silver. Oh, we get two spells. So we get Shining Shield. Envelop the target in a luminous shield for 20 seconds, absorbing up to 30 damage plus 15% of your maximum health before dissipating. Once shielded, the target cannot be shielded again for 10 seconds. Oh, wow. So is that shield just last on you? Let me see. It doesn't really say. And then the other one we have here is Purify. Cure yourself or an ally of a weak poison. So not really, you know, the nice little damage spells that we could probably be getting. Make enough. We made 2 silver. Might be able to buy 1 spell. I don't know. Let's get the Shining Shield. I think that would probably benefit us more. And then we're going to have to save up to be able to get the next spell. So let's see where that puts us. So we get Shining Shield here. Once shielded. Let's see, it says the cost is 8 mana. Range is 30 meters. Cast time 1 second. Cooldown none. I don't know. I think it only lasts on you for like a second or something. Let's see. Let's try it out. Yeah, 20 seconds. 20 seconds and we get this little shield. But we also get the fatigued spirit cannot be affected. Huh. So I guess that's kind of like a last-ditch effort in case we end up getting ourselves in a situation where we don't think we're going to make it. We could probably cast that on ourselves and hope for goodness that we can make it through and live long enough for, you know, our warrior or whatever to be able to peel it off of us. Or for if we're just fighting stuff like we are and hoping long enough that we can kill it before it kills us. So we want to go this way here. This way is the way for us to be able to get out to the little, if we can get to the little town, then I think we would be able to benefit more. There'll be more critters. We'll probably have a better chance of finding groups and all that fun stuff. The Barrel Dark. Huh. I don't remember that having a name before. Constitution loss. It's a very dark and stormy day. An NPC of some type, maybe for a druid quest. I don't know. Hard to say. But going down this way, this is a way for us to be able to get out of this our little spot here. We got to get past these guys here. But once we get past these guys, there is undead, and then we have to deal with the undead. So we got to stick to the wall to the left as much as we can. And then once we get past these guys, then we need to get to the wall to the right and hug that wall and stay there and hope that we make it. Get a little undead guy over there. Oh, he's going after us. So we gotta book it now. Got to just get down here to the bridge. There's some guards down here. Hopefully they'll peel the nastiness off of us. There we go. We're going after that guy. And we're at the village of Avelia. So we made it to the town. We need to go over here. There's a monk spot over here. Behind the monk spot is going to be the stone for us to bind to. That way, in case we do die, then we just pop up here instead of popping up back in that underground area that we just came from, and then having to deal with getting around all those critters and everything, so that we can get back to this point. It'll be much easier for us to be able just to pop back here. So we're going to right click on this, and then we can click, says bind yourself here. We want to say yes. And so now we are bound to this location. So when we die, we will respawn right here instead of us having to run all the way back. And then we're going to head into town here and see what kind of where everything lies. You know, we got to find the cleric guild, so that as we fight and whatnot, we know where to go to be able to get our spells. And then we also have the trade skill guy that's here that we have a quest for. If we hit J, you can see the quest. You can see that the trade skill is complete. We just have to find the guy. The guy happens to be kind of in the middle of town next to a well. So we got to go to the well and take care of that. And somebody's minions on top of a house. That's different. It's very empty right now. Usually there's a lot of people here. They're rustling and moving around and whatnot, but not so many people today. So here's the guy here. He happens to be like right here and kind of in the middle of town. And so we're going to accept it, say complete. And then we can pick up all of his other crafts here. And so we can, decide what kind of way we want to go as far as trade skilling and whatnot. So there's a bunch of different quests here. Once you pick up some of those quests, then you can complete the top two, get those two out of the way. And so we're left with these ones here for mining, harvesting, wood cutting, and skinning. Now, they already gave you all the tools. They gave you like basically level 1 tools. So you'll be able to use these level 1 tools towards the skinning and wood cutting and all that. So you don't have to go try to find an axe or something. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up our inventory. You're going to see that all the tools are lined here. There's some crafting apprentice tokens. You want to take these tokens, just put them in your bag, forget that they're there, and close the bag, call it a day. As far as these tools, we're going to right click these tools, and they're automatically going to go in the slots that they need to go into for us to be able to use them. We can go to the professions here. You can see that all of our tools are here, except you don't see the one for salvaging. And salvaging, along with like all of your blueprints and all that you're going to be using for like making your armor or weapons or whatever trade skill you decide to go with are all going to end up in this like this schematics bag. So you click on the schematics bag, there's a salvaging tool right there. If we had other schematics or blueprints or whatnot, they'll end up going in here. I don't believe that this bag has a weight, so as we put stuff in here, we don't have to worry about that adding to our weight. If you do leave it in your bag though, on the off chance, it is going to add to your weight. It's probably going to slow you down a little bit, so you want to make sure you get those to you know, the places that they need to be to. All right, now that we've gotten that part done, let's head off. And oh yes, before we head off, we need to go to the cleric area. Let's see if we can't find the cleric guy, and that way we know where we need to go when we come for our spells. So if we go back behind here and head up this road, we're going to find a road that kind of goes up the side of a hill. This is the road we want to follow right here behind the cloth armor guy. We're just going to head right up here, and you're going to find the paladin and the clerics. So this guy out here, he should have a quest for us. Let's see. Yeah, use your presence. So those guys that when we were coming here, we had to run past. We had to hold to the wall to the left to get around them, and then we had to go to the right to get away from the skeletons. Well, those guys that we went around to the left, those were called the Ultharians, which is part of this quest here, the Ultharian presence. The priest tries to conceal a look of concern as he motions you to him. There is a shadow that haunts our beloved city, a darkness that must be uncovered. Rumors are abound that cultists have crept into the areas surrounding Thronefast, spreading with vile influence. If so, they are a plague that must be rooted out. But first, I need you to verify their presence and assess the danger they pose. Locate one of their camps and enter it, and then return to me. So that's that area that we ran through. It'd probably be a good idea for us to do this quest with a group, but we can accept it for the time being until that does come about. But if we end up getting into a group, we can usually go through like a low-level group and be able to finish that quest out. It really, I think all we have to do is just run in, and we're done. So here's the paladins. If you're ever looking for it, this is where you can go to get all your paladin spells and traits and whatnot. And then right here, this is where we get our clerics. It's weird that you have to like look at this in such a way. But yeah, here's where the cleric scrolls are and the cleric traits. And so we're going to come back up here. I'll probably go, come to get our other level 3 spell that we weren't able to get, which is the Purify. And then once we make 4, we'll probably come back here for the Tone of Fervor. Manifest the Tone of Fervor. Equipping this tome will enhance your ability to punish enemies with holy power, increasing your divine damage by 5%. Okay, that's cool. So that's a level 4. And then we also get Awaken Courage. Increase your group's health by 20 and armor class by 10 for 45 minutes. See, now that's a good spell. We should get that spell earlier, Maybe like, I don't know, a weak courage or something, diminishing courage. I don't know. Something like that. I think we should get that a little bit at like level 1 because, we don't have a lot of health. We don't have a lot of armor class. It does make things a little difficult when you're trying to fight. But at level 5, then you get to cure yourself and allies of disease. And as we continue on, we'll end up getting this spell here, which is nice. At level 8 for clerics, it allows us to be able to res the fallen. So when one of your comrades or whatnot dies, you can use this spell to resurrect them in their place so that they can, you're basically healing them, waking them up, and then they can get up and go forward. So that's pretty nice. But we don't get that till 8, so we got a long ways until that happens. But let's head back out and see where we need to go to do our fighting, our leveling, our surviving. All right, so if we're right here and you see the bridge is in front of you, we're going to go either to the right. We can't go to the left. There is a few things over here, not too many, but mostly to the right here. And we're just going to go right out here into the mist. And this is where we're going to find all kinds of little critters and stuff like that. Here's an emerald spider. He happens to be blue. This guy here is also blue. So this is perfect. This is a good area for us. Probably to focus on. Don't go after the fire beetles. They tend to be a social. So if you attack one and another one happens to be close by, yeah, you're gonna get company. So one thing I like to kind of look for is, well, the jute plant is nice, but I like to look for undead, because undead are probably going to be able to drop not only money, they drop some bones, which you could sell those to necros maybe, and for a little extra money if you want to too. You could also just sell them straight out. Also on the side, they usually drop some kind of armor every once in a while if you're lucky, or a weapon, and that can be handy. That can be you know, a way to help you get, you know, move forward in life here. So looks like we have quite a few things out here. So we have this area here that I just told you about that we can use to come out here to do some XP and killing the little critters and all that fun stuff. The other alternative is, which is a little bit more further away, but we're going to head to it to show you where it is. Okay, so if we're back over here, and this is the gathering guy is like right here. You can go back behind these buildings here. And there's this road. And so we can follow this road, or you can go between those buildings and find this road. We're going to find this road here. We're going to run this road all the way back. So the road is going to come over here. It's going to wind around to up top here to this. And then we're going to just run straight into it, into this little middle area here. Going to teleport us, and we're going to teleport here. Now when you're here, this is kind of the wizard area, enchanter, you know, they have all the trade skiller guys out here and whatnot, but there's a lot of little critters and stuff that are all up on these hills, like the bats right here. These are blue, but this is also a great spot to come out level. Also, there is tons of trade skilling stuff up here. You can get like right here happens to be some wild herbs, you know, maybe we're into making food. There's lots of jute plants here, a lot of trees to cut down, all kinds of stuff. And then you got, of course, all the different critters and whatnot, and you can skin them for their skins. So this is really a good spot for us to come in and just have a look and see what we can find. So let's get up here, and we're gonna start digging our heels in. The grass beetles, they tend to be a little on the social side, so you don't want, if you fight one, don't get them next to another grass beetle, because they'll just all kind of join in, and and it'll be your demise. So let me see. We're gonna start off with an attack, so we can start working on now making level 4, trying to get to that point. There's lots of little critters up here. If you go up here in the upper part, there's some guys that'll attack you, and they drop some pretty decent stuff. I mean, for low level, But there's also mobs up there that'll tend to like come after you, so you want to be aware of that. As long as we stay down here, though, I think we'll be okay. If anything, at least we get some money, so that's a bonus. And oh man, I didn't know these guys are social. Oh, come on, one more hit, one more hit. Let me get one good hit in there. Oh, come on. But yeah, we didn't get too much armor this time. So we made quite a few levels. We got to the level 3. Like I said, the cleric is probably medium to high difficulty. So there's that. But I want to appreciate you guys all coming out and joining me on this adventure today on the cleric here, playing Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen. Super fun game. I really enjoy it. I'm always looking forward to playing more. It's a great place to, find people to group with that are like-minded and go out and do some adventuring, or to, just get into a group and sit around and chat while you're killing skeletons or the undead or some kind of evil or whatnot. So that's always something to look forward to. But I want to thank Dark Sky patrons and channel members for the support to the channel. I really appreciate you guys coming out. Also, don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and hit that like. Let me know how much you've been enjoying Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen. Like I said, I really like this game, and I'm always looking for more people to come and join me. So, you come out and join me. I'm on the server here and in college. And so, yeah, it'd be a lot of fun for other people to find me and for us to go out and do some adventuring. Don't forget, I stream on Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so you don't want to miss out on that. If you'd like to consider becoming a member of the channel and supporting the channel, smash that join button down below. You get all kinds of perks and benefits, as well as you can join my Patreon channel where you get more perks and benefits, as well as news as to what's coming about in the future. But for now, I look forward to seeing you on the next video. You take care now, and bye-bye.